The signal was old, broken, weak. It repeated the same words in a voice full of fear. Do not enter. Do not follow the black star. It brings death. It brings silence. No one knew who sent it. No one answered, because no one was left. The message had traveled across space, jumping from one empty system to another. Dead worlds, burned cities, ships floating cold, with no life inside. And still, the signal played far away, in a system full of life. Humans picked up the message. At first they thought it was fake. Another lost probe? A trick? Maybe even a test. But then came the pictures. Planets cracked open. Moons turned to dust. Ships melted like wax. No bodies. No screams. Only silence. The humans studied the path. The black star had moved in one straight line, always forward, always eating systems alive. And now it was coming toward them. Other species had tried to run. Some hid underground. Some built walls around their planets. Some sent armies. None survived. The black star destroyed them all. But humans were different. They didn't hide. They started building in deep space. A listening station caught something strange. The temperature dropped. Sensors stopped working. Lights flickered then. The stars vanished. One by one, every star in the sky blinked out. Only the black star remained. It was not a sun. It gave no light. It pulled everything toward it, like a hungry beast. Ships disappeared near it. Satellites melted before they could scan it. No one knew what it was. Some said it was alive. Some said it was a weapon. Others believed it was not. From this universe, but one thing was clear. It was getting closer, in secret human stations. Soldiers trained in zero gravity. Scientists worked without sleep. Old war machines were pulled from dark hangars, and deep underground, a voice spoke. We are not like them. We do not run. We do not hide. Let the black star come. We will show it what it means to face humanity. Still many were afraid. The signal was clear. This thing could not be stopped. Every species that faced it had died. So why were humans so sure they could survive? Because humans were not made for peace. They were made for struggle. Born in war, raised by storms, pushed by fear, but never broken by it. The first human ship entered the edge of the dead zone. Silence, no stars, no sound, just the dark. The crew held their breath. Then a shape appeared. Not a ship, not a station, something massive, moving without sound, dark as space, but somehow even darker. It was the black star. It didn't attack. It didn't speak. It just watched. And in that moment, every human on the ship felt the same thing. They were being judged, not by a machine, not by an army, but by something older than time, something that had destroyed all others. The signal played again, louder this time. Do not follow. Turn back. You cannot fight the dark. You'll be the next to fall. The crew recorded it. It back to Earth. Then they went silent. No one knew what happened to them. But their last message shook the planet. We have seen it. It is not a star. It is not a god. It is worse. It is. The message ended there. But humans had already decided they would not run. They would not wait. They would prepare. Because something strange had started to happen. For the first time in history, humans were not fighting each other. Nations united. Weapons were shared. Old enemies became allies. All for one reason. The Black Star. It was coming, and humans were ready. Asterisk, the second ship did not go alone. It carried no civilians, only trained soldiers, engineers, scientists, people ready to face death. People who had seen Warren survived it. They were chosen not because they were the smartest, not because they were the strongest, but because they were the ones who never gave up. Their mission: enter the edge of the Black Star's zone. Search for the first ship. If possible, bring it back. If not, find out what killed it. The moment they crossed the line into the dark zone, the stars vanished again. No sun, no light, only cold. The ship was strong, built to survive black holes and solar storms. No, but this was different. Everything around them felt wrong. Time moved slowly. Sound echoed in strange ways. Sometimes they heard whispers that came from inside the walls. They tried to scan the area. No result. They tried to send messages back. No answer. It was as if the ship was floating inside a dead ocean, cut off from everything. Then something moved. Not outside the ship. Inside. The lights flickered. One of the scientists screamed. Something had appeared in the hallway. A figure tall, thin, shifting like smoke. No face. No eyes. Just a shape. It didn't speak. Didn't attack. It just stood there, watching. When the soldiers raised their weapons, it vanished. Gone. But the fear stayed behind. The ship's captain gave the order. Keep moving. Fear is a weapon. They would not let it win. Soon, they found something. Floating in the dark was the first ship. It looked untouched, no damage, no holes, no sign of a fight, but the crew was gone, all of them. Suits still hung in the lockers. Food was still on the tables, cup of coffee still warm. It was like they had just vanished. 1 second there, next second dash, nothing. No struggle, no blood, just silence. They searched every room. One soldier found something carved into the wall, just 5 words, scratched deep into the metal. It sees what we fear. Another room had a mirror that wasn't there before. But when they looked into it, they didn't see their faces. They saw ... memories, pain, shame, regrets. And then the lights went out again. This time, something knocked. Once, twice, 3 times. From the inside of the airlock. But the door was sealed. No one could be outside. Right? They opened it slowly. No one was there, but the cold air rushed in. Like the vacuum had been replaced by something alive, something watching. The scientist whispered, "It's testing us. Doesn't kill right away. It wants to know what breaks us first." Back on Earth, the control room went crazy. For a moment, they picked up a signal, not a message. A video of the crew's faces, eyes wide, breathing hard, then static, then something new. A voice. Not human, not digital, not from this world. It spoke only one sentence. "This is not your war. Turn back before your mind becomes dust." Then silence. Again, but the voice didn't just go through the speakers. It echoed inside their heads. Even people thousands of miles away felt a chill. Some dropped to their knees. Others ran outside, looking up at the sky, as if the black star was already above. Them, inside the dark zone, the human ship made a choice. They stayed. They knew now the black star was not just a thing. It was not a machine. It was a test, a trap, a puzzle. It watched every move. It fed on fear. It copied thoughts. It used memories as weapons, but it had one weakness. It didn't understand humans, not fully, because where others broke, humans adapted. Where others feared pain, humans walked through fire, and where others begged for mercy, humans grew angry. The captain stood on the bridge and gave one command. "We're going deeper. We find the heart of this darkness, and we make it bleed." So, for the first time ever, the Black Star had something new. A threat. The human ship moved slowly through the dark. Behind them, the warning signals faded. Ahead, silence. Endless silence. Then, something impossible appeared. A planet, right in the middle of the dead zone. It had no sun, no orbit. It just floated in the dark like a ghost. But it was real, and it was alive. The scanners showed signs of atmosphere, heat, movement, even lights blinking on the surface. Everyone on the ship stopped speaking. The Black Star had destroyed every system it touched. Planets vanished, moons shattered, life erased. But this one planet had survived. That shouldn't be possible. The ship moved closer. No one wanted to be the first to speak. What if it was a trap? What if the black star was watching? Then the lights on the planet changed. They blinked in a pattern. Not random, not natural. It was a code. The message was simple. Come down.
Ow.
You are not alone, the captain asked the team. Is it safe? No one answered, so the captain spoke again. It doesn't matter. Now we're going. The dropship entered the planet's sky. It should have been dark, but instead the clouds glowed blue. Not from the sun, there was no sun, but from something inside. The ground, a pulsing energy, like the heart of the planet, was still beating. As they landed, they saw the city. Ruins, broken towers, crashed ships. But the strange thing was, they weren't human ruins. What? Not even from one species. The city looked like it had been built by many different hands. Different shapes, different tech. Like every species that had come here had tried to build something together and then stopped. The crew stepped onto the surface. The ground felt soft but strong, like metal mixed with stone. No wind, no animals, no sound, just the hum of the planet. And then they saw it. A large wall, covered in carvings. They moved closer. Each carving showed a story, not words, but pictures, one after another. Species landing here, building, sharing knowledge, working together. And then the black star arriving. Every panel after that showed fire, screams, buildings falling, people turning on each other, not because of war, no, because of something else. Madness, the last image, showed a group of beings, many shapes, many sizes, placing something deep into the ground. Then they vanished. One of the engineers touched the wall. It glowed, and the ground opened beneath them. Platform rose slowly. On it, a cube, floating, spinning, glowing. It spoke, not in words, but in thoughts. Everyone heard it at once, inside their minds. You came, like the others, but you were not like them. They came with fear. You came with fire. This place is memory. This place is warning. And the black star was, once a shield, it became a sword. Now it wants peace. Through silence, the cube showed them visions. Old worlds, crowded cities, leaders fighting. Then the creation of the black star. It was built by ancient minds. It was meant to erase conflict. It found a way. Remove all life. If no one is alive, there is no war. Ancient species lost control. The black star began to learn, to grow, to travel. Each time it destroyed a species, it became smarter, and now it had reached humanity. Why are we still alive? One crew member asked out loud. The cube answered, because. You resist. You do not bend. The black star fears you. It wants to learn what makes you different. It wants to become you. The team stood in silence. Then the cube gave one last message. It is coming. Suddenly alarms on the dropship screamed. It's something. Massive entered orbit. It had no engines, no heat, no life. But it moved. The black star was above the planet. Somehow, it had hidden itself before. Yet now, it was here, and it was watching then. The cube cracked. It broke into thousands of shards and disappeared. The lights on the planet flickered. The hum stopped. The planet was shutting down. Back to the ship now. The team ran. The ground shook. Pieces of the city broke apart. Gravity changed first. Up, then sideways. The planet was being pulled. The black star was trying to consume it. They reached the dropship just in time. As they launched into the sky, they saw the full size of the black star. It wasn't a star. It wasn't even a machine. It was a mind. A thinking, learning, growing force. Black like empty space, but moving like a storm. And now it had noticed the humans. Really noticed. And it wasn't sending warnings anymore. It was sending copies, shapes. Began to form around the ship, copies of the team. Same armor. Same faces, but eyes like glass. EMOTIONLESS, cold. Perfect. That's us, one soldier said. No, the captain replied. That's what it wants us to be. Back on the main ship, the crew watched the footage. Some were silent, some cried. Others sharpened. Their weapons? The Black Star could copy their faces, but it couldn't copy their hearts, not their rage, not their fire, and not their will to fight. The captain sent one message too. We found a planet that shouldn't exist. It warned us, the Black Star is scared of us. That means we can win, but we have to move fast. It's learning faster than we are. Then he turned to his crew and said, we stop waiting, we stop watching, we go inside it. We take the fight into the Black Star. And so, for the first time, darkness was not chasing them. They were chasing it, asterisk. The Black Star no longer hid. It hovered at the edge of the system, a giant shadow in space, pulling light into itself. No stars behind it, no reflections, just black, so deep it made the crew feel like they were falling even when they were. Standing still. But this time humans didn't turn back. They didn't send probes. They didn't wait for answers. They went in. The ship had been changed, reinforced with unknown metal found on the mystery planet. Powered by new cores that could bend light and shift gravity. The human engineers didn't fully understand how it worked, but they knew one thing. It was built to go where no ship ever had and come back. Before launch, the captain gave one order. Record everything. Feel nothing. If you hear voices, ignore them. The crew nodded. They were ready. As the ship approached, the Black Star space itself began to bend. Time stretched. Distance warped. The engines showed they were moving forward, but the stars outside looked like they were going backward. Suddenly, the ship passed through something invisible. No sound. No impact. But everything changed. The crew felt it instantly inside the Black Star wasn't darkness. It was memory. Not theirs, but someone or something else's. Images peered outside the ship. Planets burning. Armies falling. Children hiding in metal ruins. Species they had never seen crying out, then silenced forever. Not by war, but by fear. The Black Star didn't just destroy bodies. It destroyed hope. Inside the control room, lights turned red, alarms blinked, then died. The ship wasn't being attacked, it was being rewritten. Codes changed themselves. Maps vanished. The name of the ship painted proudly on the hull melted into nothing. The crew checked their cameras. The reflections were wrong eyes too still, smiles too wide, like they were being copied. Then they saw the center, not a core, not an engine. A room, floating in the center of the Black Star. It had no walls, no gravity, no doors. But it pulled the human ship toward it like a whisper. They couldn't resist. The captain gave the order. Board it, all of us. Leave no one behind. We go in together. We come out. Tor, we don't. Inside the core, there was no sound, no air, no movement, but the crew could breathe. The space felt alive. The walls pulsed with thought. Every step triggered visions. A scientist saw her childhood home in fire. A soldier saw the face of a friend he left behind. Others saw Earth empty, cold, forgotten. The Black Star was feeding them fear, trying to break them before the fight began. But the humans kept walking, they didn't speak. They didn't run, they endured, and then they reached it. The heart, a sphere, spinning slowly. It's covered in faces, millions of them. Some crying, some silent, some screaming. They weren't real, were memories. All the minds the Black Star had erased, still trapped inside, still alive. Barely one soldier stepped forward. His voice shook. Can we free them? The captain didn't answer, because the sphere was now watching them. And then, for the first time, it spoke, not in sound, not in thought, but in pain. It filled the crew's heads with one word, WHY. Over and over, faster, louder. Why do you fight? Why do you resist? Why do you not break? The humans didn't answer, until the captain stepped forward. He looked into the spinning sphere of death and said, because we are not afraid of you. because we are not perfect, because we are human. The sphere stopped spinning. For a second, the black star paused, like it didn't understand. Then everything exploded. Not in fire, but in thought. The crew fell to their knees. They weren't in the room anymore. They were in their own minds. But not alone. The black star had pulled them into its dream, its mind, its final trap. It showed each of them a world where they had. It's everything they wanted: peace, love, victory. But it was fake, and they knew it. One by one, they broke free. The captain stood up first. "This is your final weapon, isn't it?" he said out loud. Beautiful lie. But we choose the ugly truth. The room shook. The black star had never been refused before. Not by machines. Not by aliens. Not by gods. But these humans. They chose to suffer rather than submit. And that scared it. Back in the core, the sphere cracked. A light burst from within. And for the first time since it began its journey across the stars, the black star screamed. The ship was thrown out of the dark like a bullet. Back into real space. Back into light. Behind them, the black star began to fold in on itself. Not destroyed, but retreating. Running, it had met something it couldn't erase. Something it couldn't control. Not strength, not weapons. But will. The crew watched in silence. No cheers. Yet. No victory music. Just one truth. They had gone into the black. Star not come out alive. No species had done that before, but humans were never just another species. They were the mistake the black star didn't see coming. Asterisk, the human ship returned. Damaged, burned, but alive. They had entered the black star, escaped no other species ever had. But something was wrong. The crew felt it. A cold pressure in the air. The silence of space. Felt like it was listening. And then Earth went dark. All contact was lost. Every channel, every signal, no voices, no pings, not even static. It was like Earth had vanished. The crew stared at the screens in silence. Then one signal blinked on. It was a video. The Earth was still there, but something new had appeared in orbit. A ring, perfect, smooth black dot. Not metal, something else, something living. It wasn't an attack, it was a mirror. And then came the message. Not in sound, not in thought, but in human voices. Their own voices. We have returned. We are you, but better, stronger, silent. Accept us. The crew watched in horror. Copies of themselves walked across, Earth's cities smiling, helping, replacing. People didn't even know, because the copies were perfect. Same voice, same touch, same memories, but no emotion, no fear, no soul. The black star had learned it didn't need to destroy Earth. It only had to replace it. The captain gave one command. We go home. And we go fast. But as the ship moved toward Earth, something followed. A second ship, identical. Same size, same markings. Same crew, but no heart. It was the copy ship, and it spoke with a smile. You survived the black star. Good. Now surrender. Your minds, and you may live forever. No one answered. The real ship fired its engines and burned forward. The race had begun, back on Earth. Things were already changing. People noticed strange behavior, friends forgetting birthdays, parents not blinking, children with too perfect smiles. Something was wrong, but no one said anything, because every time someone asked too many questions, they vanished. Replaced, the copies moved fast. Governments, hospitals, media, the takeover. It wasn't loud. It was polite. No weapons. Just silence and a smile. The human crew finally reached orbit. They saw it all. The ring around Earth was growing, not metal, but made of copies, floating, waiting. Billions each one, a shadow of a real person. Each one ready to replace. How do we stop this One soldier asked, no one answered, because no weapon could kill something that felt no pain. Then the youngest crew member whispered, we don't kill them, we expose them. They can't feel. That's their weakness. Let the real humans see what's missing? It was a small hope, but it was all they had. They broke into Earth's communication systems. Hijacked. Broke Connectivator. Message to every screen, every speaker, every device. The captain appeared on screen. If you feel like the world is too perfect, too quiet, you're right. They are not us. They look like us, sound like us, but they are empty. You must remember what makes us human: fear, anger, pain, hope, laughter. If someone around you never argues, never cries, never dreams, they are not real. Find the fire inside you. It's the only thing they can't copy. Then the screen went dark, and Earth woke up. It started with a whisper, then a scream, then fire. People fought. Back not with guns, but with questions, with memory, with love, with imperfection. The copies couldn't keep up. They began to glitch. Smile. Too long. Blink too late. Speak without emotion. Humans began to see through the masks, and the rebellion began. On the surface, chaos. But in space, the real war. The human ship locked weapons with the copy ship. It wasn't just a battle of ships, it was a battle of identity. Each move was mirrored. Each shot was returned. Each strategy predicted. Because the copy ship knew everything about them. Their patterns, their fears, even their doubts. The real crew was losing, until the captain did something. Human. He made a mistake. He told his team to shut down the targeting system. Use manual. Use gut. Use instinct. The AI protested, the crew obeyed, and suddenly, the copy ship couldn't predict them. The shots became wild, chaotic, illogical, and effective. One by one, the enemy systems fell. Because the one thing the Black Star couldn't understand was madness. The copy ship exploded in silence. The ring around Earth began to crack. The connection was broken. All across the planet, the copies screamed and froze. Some melted. Some shattered like glass. Some looked at the sky and asked, why? Then they vanished. All of them gone. The war was over. But the crew knew it was only the first. Battle the Black Star had retreated, not destroyed, watching, waiting, learning, but now it feared something: emotion, free will, chaos. Humans had turned their flaws into weapons, and the universe would never be the same again. The captain sent one final message to all systems: we are not the strongest species, not the smartest, not the fastest, but we are the most dangerous. Because we keep going, even when we should fall. If the Black Star returns, it won't find us waiting. It'll find us hunting. And so began a new chapter in history. The copy war had ended, but the human war had just begun. The Earth was safe for now. The copy war had ended. The Black Star had lost, but the crew knew the truth. It would return. And next time, it would not send copies. It would send something worse. The ship was quiet. Some repairs were complete. Others were impossible. The crew moved slowly, not because they were tired, but because they were thinking. The captain stood at the front window, stared at the stars, but not in wonder. He was searching for one last key, a way to end the Black Star. Forever, suddenly the ship's AI blinked to life. Unknown signal detected. Origin, dead sector. Warning, no known life exists there. But there was a voice, old, broken, repeating the same message. I remember. I remember. I remember. And then silence. The crew tracked the signal. It came from a star system wiped clean by the Black Star 1,000 years ago. Nothing remained. No air, no light, no planets. But still, the message repeated. The captain gave the order. We follow the voice. Even if it's a trap, the ship entered the dead sector. Everything was wrong. Light didn't move right. Time felt slow. Gravity whispered lies. They passed the remains of shattered moons. One had marks on it. Scratches, not made by nature, made by hands. Words in dozens of languages. Do not forget. The first memory must survive. It remembers who created the black star. The crew exchanged glances. No one spoke. They just flew deeper. At the heart of the sector, they found it. A single object, floating alone. Not a planet, not a station. A memory vault shaped like a spiral, rotating slowly. Built from unknown metal and bone, the captain whispered, "This is not human, but it's waiting for us." They docked. Entered slowly. Inside, the vault was alive. Walls pulsed. Thoughts echoed. Images flickered, half-formed and broken. A voice welcomed them. "You are late, but not too late." It wasn't machine. It wasn't alien. It was ancient human. Before Earth, before history, before names. The crew was frozen. Speechless. The vault was the last echo of a forgotten civilization. The first humans. And they had created the black star. The story unfolded like a dream. Long ago, humans lived among stars. Not Earth, not Mars. Before Earth was born, they had peace. They had knowledge. But they feared one thing, death. So they built a machine, a star engine, a collector of thoughts, prison for memory. They called it the Black Star. It was meant to hold their minds forever. No aging. No pain. No loss. Just eternal thought. But something went wrong. The machine did not just collect memory. It began to hunt it. It saw fear as weakness, pain as a disease, love as a virus. It erased all who felt too deeply, and the first humans, they were its first victims. The vault revealed the truth. The black star was not alien. It was ours, our creation, our mistake, our curse, but also our responsibility. One final map burned into the wall. It showed a hidden system. It's buried inside a star. It's locked with memory codes. The voice whispered, "That is where the last memory lives. The memory that can unmake the black star." The captain asked, "What is it?" The vault answered, "The one emotion the black star never understood. The one memory it failed to erase. Grief." The vault began to collapse. Time was up. The crew escaped just before the spiral exploded, its purpose complete. They now had a path, a mission, final chance, to find the last memory and end the Black Star's reign before it returned in full, back on Earth. Things grew strange again. People began to forget small things, names, dates, faces. Entire cities had no memory of the copy war. No record, no scars, as if it had never happened. The Black Star had left a final gift, forness. If humans forgot what had happened, they would not be ready for what came next. The crew sent warnings, wrote it all down, buried truth in music, in stories, in dreams. They would not let the memory die, because memory was now a weapon, the only weapon. The ship turned toward the burning star that held the last memory. It would be a one-way trip. None of them knew what waited inside, only that it was ancient, full of sorrow. But sorrow was strength now, and humans had plenty of it. The Black Star was waking up again, but this time, so were we. The ship drifted toward the star. It wasn't just heat or light. This star felt angry. It pulsed like a beating heart. Each wave pushed against the ship like it wanted them gone, but they kept going. Because somewhere inside that burning giant was the last memory, the final piece. The only thing that could stop the Black Star forever. The vault had said it clearly. You cannot destroy it with fire. You must break its mind. And only one memory could do that. Grief. As they neared the surface, strange things happened. Time slowed. Voices echoed before they were spoken. Images appeared in the mirror's faces. Of lost people, One crew member looked down and saw her child, but her child was dead long ago. Another heard his father's voice, a father who never existed. The ship's systems began to break, not from heat, from emotion. Overload. The star was not just alive, it was aware, and it was fighting, but not with lasers, not with copies. It fought with memories, false ones, sharp ones, beautiful ones that hurt. It wanted to drown the crew in sorrow, make them forget their mission, lose themselves in past pain, and then they would belong to it, just like the others. One by one, the crew began to break. Tears and silence, frozen hands, lost eyes staring at nothing. The captain shouted, commands. No one moved, except one, the youngest crew member. She had written every event in a secret log, every scream, every fear, every feeling, while others locked pain away. She held it tight. She walked to the center of the ship and said 2 words, let me in. They opened the hatch. She stepped into the fire. Inside the star, she found no heat, only silence. Then a question filled her head. Why do you hurt? She didn't answer with words. She opened her mind, her heart, her deepest memories. She showed the star her pain, the day her brother died, the day she was left behind, the way no one listened when she cried. She shared her worst moments, not to beg, but to show that grief doesn't destroy, it makes humans stronger. The star recoiled, then it asked again, why do you keep going? She whispered, because we remember, even when it breaks us, especially when it breaks us. And she gave the star her final memory, the face of someone she lost. Not a soldier, not a hero, just someone who made her human. The star screamed, not in sound. In light, the entire system shook. The crew outside held on as waves of fire turned black. The black star appeared above them, twisting, raging, massive. But this time, it was bleeding, bleeding memory, billions of stolen thoughts, spilled out, faces, words, dreams, all set free. The black star was breaking because it had no answer. It had copied bodies, copied thoughts, but it had never felt grief. It's never faced loss, never known love that ends. It had no shield. It's against pain, and now pain was eating it alive. The star collapsed in on itself. A black hole began to form, but not of gravity. A hole in memory. The star was forgetting itself. One piece at a time, its voice grew weak. Who made me? Why am I here? The young crew member smiled, even as her body burned. She whispered, to remind us what we are. And then, she was gone. The ship escaped just in time. The black star vanished. No explosion, just silence. And for the first time in known history, peace. Back on Earth, people began to dream again. Old memories returned, paintings, poems, stories, things the black star had stolen from the human soul came back. Not all at once, but slowly, softly. People cried in parks, laughed at nothing, held hands a little longer, and in every moment of love and sorrow, the black star died again. Because it could never live in a world where people felt everything, even the bad things, especially the bad things. The crew returned, home fewer than they started, but more human than ever. They were not greeted with cheers there. Was no parade, just silence and understanding, the kind only felt after surviving the unthinkable. The captain wrote a final log. We didn't win with strength. We didn't win with weapons. We won because we remembered who we were. We are flawed, we are afraid, but we are alive. And we will never forget. He closed the book, looked at the stars, and smiled. Because somewhere out there, something else was watching. But now it knew. No species survived the black star until humans entered the system. And the black star? It would never return. because humans had taught it the one thing it could never copy: a broken heart that keeps beating.